Welcome back to another episode of the BPM podcast, your favorite podcast out in the world. How are you doing? It's um it's time to address the unaddressable, right? Like can we I just want to get into it right away just because some of the feedback that I've been getting from the last episode that uh I might have gone a little too hard or not hard enough, some people might say, but the whole it wasn't against a particular person. It wasn't to one person in particular. It was to everybody, to everyone that's like on their high horse, thinking that they're better than all of us because they don't partake in certain things. I don't partake in a lot of things, and I don't think, well, not if you ask some people. The arrogance that some people have when it comes to a certain dietitian restriction or dietary restriction, not dietitian. Dietitian is the guy that's like, hey, you shouldn't eat crack in the morning. Wait till you get some in your stomach and then you can have some. No, no, no. The the high horse that people have because they choose a movement or they choose a stand on something and be the change you want to be in the world. Some people might say, right? But it's not how it really does. It really work like that though. I don't know. I might be a little off on this because where does change start? Let's go down that rabbit hole. Where does change really start? Does it start with you proclaiming to do something in regards of a movement that you think it's a good movement? Let's say vegans, veganism, veganism. That's I don't know how to say it. Vegans. Um, they wanna they don't want anything to die. They don't want anything to die in order for them to like consume or be alive. They don't want to kill to live. They don't want to kill anything to live. You know, and it's gross. It's chicken is gross. Um, but yet they still use cardboard boxes. They still use uh, refined oil things, right? Like clothing, like plastics, like you can never get away from like being all natural. If you want to be all natural, you need to be out in the woods, no home, no job, no cell phone, because cell phones are like this. I read something, I'm not sure if it's true, that there is more slaves now than there was at the beginning of slavery. I don't know if that's true. It's up to you. You have Google. Google it. I just read something somewhere late at night, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." But I didn't pay no attention because, like, we all know, we like it's isn't it cobalt part of a phone, silver, all this materials, all these minerals that compose a phone. They're not getting extracted from the earth with OSHA by their size. Fuck no. But again, I understand the reasoning behind being a vegan, right? It's wholesome. It gives you a purpose. It gives you something to look forward every day, where like it might even make you feel better than you were before you were a vegan. Um, right? Slouchy, tired, cranky, irritable, all those things because you're not having a nice piece of steak. It or it could be the other way around where like, you were having steak and you were just like bogged down, you couldn't move, you had some stomach issues or what have you. But I understand the um, the logic behind being a vegan. What I don't totally understand is like you don't have to do anything. Basically, you just have to cut off a couple things off your diet and claim that you're a vegan and act like you're saving the world from whatever you think you're saving the world from, right? But I don't think that's the case. The case is like plants do too. There's studies now that plants do too have networks of data and communication, and they tip each other off. All right, when a predator is eating their leaves or their fruits, they change their profiles. Like, so if you really care about, right, feelings and things living, lettuce has feelings too, right? But again, you cannot please everybody, right? So you have to eat something and don't tell anybody. Just keep it to yourself. Be like, hey, no, thank you. I'm okay. You can't say I'm a vegan, right? And if you do, that's cool. Like you're a vegan, that's amazing. I have a couple of friends that are vegans, and one of them, she's losing her hair, and she's not very healthy per se. Always sad, always battling like things around her life, but eat some chicken and you feel better. Stop fucking around. No, but I'm saying I don't hate vegans. I just don't. It's like saying, right? It's like, oh, I help out homeless shelter. I touched on this on my last episode. And if you do, great for you. But if your good deed needs to be announced for you to get recognition, for you to get anything, it, it, it defeats the purpose of the good deed, because now you're not doing it for the actual helping people out. You're trying to help people out in hopes that you can get some recognition. That's not how it's supposed to work. That's not normal society terms. But we live in such a attention craving society. Again, look at me. I'm on a microphone. Put it on the internet. I get it. That we seem to, right? You help out somebody and you gotta record it or have some type of proof that you did something. On the other hand, the people that actually donate to causes and they donate in big amounts, they don't even say a word. They just keep it on the low low. You know, don't let nobody know I got that type of moolah coming around. I'm just trying to do this for the taxes, but don't tell anybody I'm donating. Don't give me a fucking stamp. Don't give me a plaque. Don't give me nothing. Just take the money and run, baby girl. That's it. And this is not towards women either. Like, let's get this out of the way. This is not towards women. It's just towards the people that have to, they have to announce that they're doing something good. That's, to me, it's kind of like it defeats the purpose. The purpose, yeah, you still do it, but you're doing it for the wrong reasons. I guess it's just a nonsense world, right? Plants have feelings, animals have feelings, we have feelings, but no one cares. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares that the left is doing this, that the right is doing that. It's all about how can I get angry at the world? How can I get revenge? How can I outdo them in this thing? Or how did I, a gotcha moment for whatever reasons, right? It's all about giving presents this year. You got to give somebody a present. And to circle back on this thing, like helping somebody out, it actually feels really good. And that should be your reward. Your reward should be like that you did something good, that you helped somebody out when they needed it, and then it felt good. And then that person one day when it's his turn to help somebody out, that's the whole idea behind it, right? But when if you're like, I don't kill animals, and you think that the next person is going to be like, well, I need some meat. That doesn't really apply. right? But the whole idea of helping somebody out, like we're a community, is to create that chain of events that like, oh, that person helped me, I'm gonna help that person, and that person gonna help that person, and it's just it feels good. The recognition behind it shouldn't, you should even be ashamed to take recognition on something like that. That you shouldn't be like, you know what, don't mention it, don't say nothing. I ain't trying to help everybody out, but I'm gonna help you out. But don't say nothing to nobody. Just take it and leave, or take it and be gracious. And when you're suitable to help somebody else, do so. Right? When you're standing on better grounds, do some for somebody else that's in need. And I guess because vegan is so easy to get into. Being a vegan, all you have to do is just stop eating cheese and meat. Is it hard? Probably, right? Because cheese is delicious. And I'm talking, this is what coming from me. I'm lactose intolerant. I can't have cheese, but guess what? If I can't have cheese, what's the purpose? I'll have a little bit here and there. I try to stay away from it as much as possible. But like a slice of pizza, Jesus. A quesadilla, one of them quesadillas, Jesus, right? But this is where it gets interesting. I don't like quesadillas. It's just cheese and tortilla. No, thank you. I'm good. You need some shit in there. Give me some meat, some chicken, some vegetables, something. Don't just give me cheese and fucking tortillas. What do you think I am? 3 years old? But what I'm saying is like, it is gotta be hard, but it's not impossible, right? It's not impossible, right? When you're willing to give up something that you like, there's discipline behind that. And they should be more proud of their discipline than their actual movement of like, I'm vegan. That discipline to stay away from delicious carne asada tacos, delicious chicken sandwiches, delicious prime rib, delicious anything that has to do with protein. I couldn't do it. Even vegetarianism. I like me some vegetables. I actually do. But I can't just have beans and avocado the rest of my life. I'll be sad. No, thank you. Which is, that should be applauded. Be like, hey, you have some discipline. Maybe you should apply this discipline to something else. Like, not, what's the word I'm looking for? Not getting recognition for just joining a movement. And who says they don't actually eat meat? I want to see the people that don't actually partake in eating meat. I want to see their minds. And some people are probably like super active on a vegan diet, right? There's athletes that are vegans, right? There's super people that like actually perform very well, blah yada yada yada. But again, it's a complicated issue in so many levels, right? It's just, it's impossible to like hate people for doing something like that. I don't hate nobody. I don't dislike nobody. I just dislike their actions, which is very different. You might not agree with me on this one, but disagreeing with some people's actions is literally what could drive some of these violent ordeals that take place, right? Like fighting somebody, shooting somebody, getting angry at somebody. It's not that the person in particular, it's their actions, right? Just like everybody hates Trump because he's Trump. No, they hate him because how much shit he talks. And I get it. I'm like, oh, I don't hate Trump. I don't love Trump. I just don't care at the end of the day because I still gotta, show up for work every day. I still gotta do what I gotta do. It doesn't really bother me. I do think he's funny. He is pretty funny. Remember when he was like, I'm gonna fight Joe Biden. He's gonna go down fast and hard. Come on, man. Right? You can't, imagine Obama saying that shit. Obama be like, hey, I'm going to fight George Bush because he's looking at my wife a little, little sus over here. Who win? If George Bush and Obama fought, who'd win? Obama, 100%. All right, so if Trump and Obama fought, Obama still wins. Trump might get a couple, he might get he's going to get gassed out. But he might get a couple in there, but nothing crazy. But if Joe Biden fights anyone, you're going to jail, buddy. That dude is 70, 89, 99, something. He's old as dirt. Can't, right? And that's the guy running the free world? Jesus Christ. But he's better than Trump. No, he ain't. No, he ain't. Politically, physically, in any shape, way, form you want to look at it, they're all the same. They're all the same. We just hired a guy that's like going to not be alive very soon. And I don't get that. Like, I get it. Like, you want somebody for power. You want somebody that's wise, that has very little ego, that is a good person, a good father, right? You want all these good traits for a person that's going to run the country that represents the majority of the country. Because at the end of the day, it's like, that's not my president. I get it. Yeah, whatever. But at the end of the day, you're still American, and that is your president, whether you like it or not. Just like 4 years ago, people didn't like Trump. Same deal. But don't you want somebody that's fit mentally, basically, right? That's coherent, that's fucking in their 50s, not 70s, 80s? Don't you want somebody that's still, he can still get it on once a week with his first lady. He can still, tackle some shadow box, some pussy. Like Grandpa Biden hasn't seen pussy since like 1986. That's why you start losing your, everything. Once you can't have no pussy, it's just like, it's downhill from there, dude. We got 3 things we love: food, sleep, things that are free, actually. Sleep, shit, and sex. They're technically free. Technically. Right? Because homeless people, they shit, they have sex, and they sleep. Technically free. You might have to put up a little bit of cash here and there in some situations, but once your shit starts, I have a thing. Once if you're a man, if that motherfucker stops working, you're angry and bitter all the time. No matter what the situation. It's like, hey, Mickey Mouse is coming down and Kennedy Balloons. I don't give a fuck about Mickey. Get the fucking rat out of here. It could be the most joyful thing in the world, like rainbows, and you're like, fuck that rainbow, because you can't do nothing no more. Like, they took away one of your pleasures. And you might want to pop a pill here and there, but you know what I mean? That shit might fuck with your heart. Now it's dicey. Dicey. But don't you want, as a president, somebody that can just fucking get, hard as a rock once a week? You tackle that motherfucker in the morning, Monday morning, and you go to your brief meetings. You're swagging into the office. You're just, you got a pep in your step. Joe Biden's like fucking, he's just falling asleep everywhere. I would too. I don't give a like, dude. You already made me president. What are you gonna do? Fire me? Try. I only got 4 years up in this girl. Try to fire me. We'll see what happens. But like that president from El Salvador, I can't pronounce his name. I'm gonna look him up. He is 40, 45. He is young. Let's see. Let's see what Wikipedia has. Nayib Bukele. That sounds like a. He's got a fucking Nayib Bukele. Sounds like he's from South Africa. But all right, let's say the Wikipedia. His name is actually. To all the readers in the. Shut up. Nayib Armando Bukele Ortiz. Spanish pronunciation. Born. Oh shit. 1981. It's a Salvadorian politician, businessman who is the 43rd president of El Salvador, serving since June 2019. He's the first president since Jose Napoleon Duarte not to have been elected as a candidate of one of the country's two major political parties, the left wing. So he's essentially, how old? 81? He's fucking 5 years younger than I am. I mean, older. Sorry, he's 42. 42 years old. And he's got a six-year term, I think. 42 years old. Biden's got twice that. Isn't it? Biden is old as dirt. Let's see, Biden. There's so many news about Biden, dude. His Wikipedia doesn't even come up. Let's see. He was born. Oh shit! He was born in 1942. So fucking old. 1942 is so fucking old. He was born 1942 and the president of El Salvador is 42. What the fuck is going on, U.S.? Come on, man. Jesus. He's as old as dirt. But gee, don't you want to like? Isn't the retirement age like 64? If you choose to retire for men, I think it's 64, 67, something like that, right? You shouldn't be at 80 years old. You shouldn't be fucking working. You should be enjoying your grandkids. You should be just, waking up in the morning, reading the paper. Not like you already did all the work. You wasted all your energy, all your good years already trying to accomplish something. What's the purpose of this? Right? And Pelosi is 82. Jesus. Although Pelosi got some fucking mommy milkers. Have you seen them things? Boy, Pelosi can get it. All grandma and shit. But again, it's so crazy that like we have to get older people to run something so stressful. You think your job's stressful? Imagine dealing with the affairs of the entire country. Yeah, there is different sections of different things for departments and this and that, but still, like you essentially are, the face of the country. You run the country. You're making laws. You're making decisions. You're making calls. You're making the wrong calls. You're making the right calls. How the fuck? We should put all this into the AI. Let enter IA. I said it backwards because in Spanish it's inteligencia artificial. Right? I think so. Well, put all this laws and things and checks, and it's coming. It's coming. Right? 20 years from now, you're going to have, not even 20, you already have robot cops in San Francisco asking to to get lethal power authorized, and they did authorize it, right? Um, they authorized it, and now it's begun. Has the the doomsday of humanity has arrived. Well, like, why that robot shoot that guy? Well, we forgot to give him maintenance and his oil change. We forgot it, so his wires crossed. He fucking started shooting everybody. But right, we put this into an AI that makes all the rules, that makes all the laws, that still needs human supervision, but it doesn't need a day off. It doesn't need vacation. It doesn't need anything. It could run, right? But it's gonna come. But it's gonna come to a point where like judges are gonna be robots. Like, bailiffs are gonna be sheriffs are gonna be robots. People that like COs and prisons are gonna be robots, right? Because now, what are you gonna do, right? Like, fuck. This is just hypothetical things, where the world might go. If we start, because humans are just, we are just wired to like enjoy power. Once you get a little power, it's just like, oh yeah, give me more, right? And the fear is that robots might be so advanced that they'll take over and they'll be like, we're not gonna listen to you because you're dumb. You listening to us, or we're gonna, kill you. But that's the fear. That's the fear. I don't think it'll ever come to. I don't know. It might come to that. But with that in mind, why are you so mad? If 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 it comes to that, I'm not gonna be alive. Hopefully not. Right? Where like, well, I don't know. It's such a like mind fuck to think about where we're heading. And that's why like people have like all this anxiety and all this built up like anger, and where are we heading? I don't know. But let's make sure we embrace the change, because it's gonna happen regardless, with your permission or without it. So why not enjoy the ride that they might take us out? Fuck it. It is what it is. Caution to the wind, and let's put pedal to the metal and just bounce up and down. Listen, I enjoyed doing this. I appreciate you guys listening. I want to shout out to everyone that listens overseas, like Germany, Costa Rica, Spain, the Philippines, Chile, Chile, Mexico City. Come on, guys. Mexico City. I just got some listeners in Mexico City. I don't know if they're going to be back, because, hopefully they are. And I want to thank you guys for listening to me. I want to start taking questions. Email me your question or your story about anything, and I'll put it up on my podcast, and I'll give you my advice on anything you want. It might not be the right advice. It might not be the right advice, but it'll still be fun, right? Email me at backporchmexican podcast at gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter, the Back Porch Mexican. Follow me on TikTok, the Back Porch Mexican podcast. Follow me on Instagram, the Back Porch Mexican, and on YouTube, the Back Porch Mexican. You can see this episode. You can see this pretty face that needs a little bit of help on the YouTube. I've got some subscribers. They're coming up. I'm almost to 100 subscribers. So give this a like, a share, and subscribe. And remember, don't matter. Just stay black.